Okay, good morning, those who are attending this meeting. Uh, this is going to be a bit different to the previous webinars that we've done, in that I'm not actually going to do it. It's going to be delivered by my colleague Phil Bernier, who's been responsible for developing the learning management system. As you're aware, the plan was that the learning management system would be available when you started the introductory course, but because of the delays in contracting, this didn't prove possible. And so we've conducted the introductory course without the benefits of the learning management system. We're going to start it now, and as you will see when you look at it, we've got material on it from the introductory course, but mainly it'll be there for the PFM for Somaliland and future courses. Anyway, at this stage, what I'm going to do is to hand over to my colleague Phil Bernier, who's going to join us now. Hope.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for turning up today. Thanks, Mike, for the introduction. So we're just going to be giving you an overview of the learning management system. I'm just going to share my screen with you so you can actually see the system. Okay. So hopefully you can all see this. Let me just come out to the login screen. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the login screen. You'll be able to access this via a web link. I'll post it into the chat so you've got it, but it's going to be in the manual. So that's where you'll go. You'll be issued with your user details later on today. So as soon as you get those, you'll be able to come here and log in. You'll be given a username and a password, which you just type in here. When you log on, you're going to be asked to change your password. Obviously, you're going to need to remember this for future logons. If you forget your password, then there is an option here to recover it, which you can use along with your email address or your username. I think we're actually making the usernames the same as your email addresses, so either or, and then it will send you a link to change your password again. So to log in, you just put your username and password in, click the login button, and it will take you to the home screen. Okay, so here we've got the home screen. Just a quick note, you'll be able to access the learning management system from a tablet or a smartphone. There are applications available both for Apple and Android. You can just go onto the App Store or Google Play and search for Moodle, and it will come up. Once you've installed the app, you can access it using the same web address as you can see in the chat box, and your username and password. Be aware that not all functions are available on the mobile version, and also there may be issues with the size of the smartphone, but it should be enough to get you in there and get you accessing things. So first of all, let's have a quick tour of the home page. There are a number of different places on the learning management system that you can access different things. You've got the section up here at the top, which is your main overview menu. So the basic things that you need to access, you can get from here. You've got this section up in the top right, which I'll go over in a little bit more detail in a second. So here you've got your notifications and messages. So these are individual messages, so you can message the students can message you via this, and you can also send out group messages. And then this is next to your name is a little drop down menu with anything that's pertinent to you personally. and then we've got this menu down the side on the right, which again is basically a duplicate of what you've seen up here, but it gives you more detail when you get into those options. Again, we'll go through that in a second. So back up to here then, your notifications and messages. If there's any notifications, you'll see a number on there based on how many notifications you've got, and the same with messages. If we move over to the menu next to your name, you'll see there are a number of options here. The dashboard, which you also see over here, we're not actually using at the moment, so you can pretty much ignore that. You'll be able to view and edit your profile here. If you want to edit your profile from this screen, you can just click on the edit profile button. Or you can edit your profile from this menu. You'll see that a lot of it you can edit. The email address we're using as your unique identifier, so that's something you won't be able to edit. You'll be able to change whether people can see your email address or not. Your hometown, the country. This currently says Kenya. This will change to Somaliland shortly, along with the time zone. You can add a little bit of information in here so that the students know who you are. You're also welcome to add your picture if you want. As a tutor, the other fields aren't really necessary, but you can select your gender in here. If you've got a nickname or your name is pronounced phonetically, you can type it in here, and then people will be able to search it. And then there's a whole bunch of contact details that you might want to add there, which will obviously help the students get in touch with you. The grades, now this is obviously quite an important point. The grades held within the learning management system are all self-assessment multiple choice questions. So students can go through, they can take the multiple choice questions as many times as they want. It acts to see whether or not they're prepared or to identify any gaps in learning. So the grades for these multiple choice assessments don't actually contribute to their final award. So in grades, you can click on the courses you're teaching. Obviously, we've only got one loaded up at the moment, but all the courses that you're teaching will be in here. And then you'll be able to look along here and you'll be able to see these are the names of your students. Obviously, at the moment, they're all just test names. Again, that'll change this afternoon. We'll have all the students in there. And you'll be able to scroll along and have a look at how they've been doing with their online assessments. So you'll have an idea of where they are. Next option is preferences. I'd advise you just leave these alone. They're basically set up for you. All the generic preferences for areas on the course. Things like security keys, it's probably best not to play with these. If you do feel that you need to change any of these, then get in touch with support. I'm going to put the support email address in the chat box now. That one. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll put that in. Here we go. There you go. So if you've got any questions about this, or you think anything needs changing, then please feel free to email that email address. Obviously, you've got your edit profile here, and you can change your password. Preferred language is only in English. So these top two, feel free to change. The rest probably best just to leave them be. We've got an option to get to the calendar here, which I'll show you in a minute, and then log out. It's really important that you log out whenever you leave your computer, especially if it's a shared computer. Okay. So the grade book, just so you know, students have access to the same screen, but it will only be relevant to the assessments that they've taken. So they'll be able to log in here and they'll be able to see how they're doing. What it will do is it will take the highest grade that they've managed to get through each individual multiple choice exam. Okay, so let's go back to the home page and we'll have a look at the courses themselves. So, oh sorry, one more thing. On this section you've got the introduction. On here you've got links to all of the involved bodies. And also here we've got an overview document which tells you a bit more about the program itself. If you go down to My Courses, you can click on the relevant course and you'll be able to see all the information we've got in there for them. Again, we've got a section that's just an introduction. They've got their workbook, and this includes all of the workbooks for this course. The Facebook group, which we've asked them all to log on to and join, so hopefully you'll be able to contact them through that and we'll be able to generate some kind of discussion and announcements. The sections for the course themselves, for each workbook, they've got a set of resources. We've got a training video, so these are the videos that Mike has been delivering live. We've recorded them, they're all on YouTube. But they can also access them and play them via via this system. You can use the breadcrumbs at the top to navigate between it all. The presentation. Sorry, mate.
I was going to say breadcrumbs.
Oh, sorry.
Jargon.
Sorry. Yeah, the breadcrumbs. So the links at the top, you can use. They'll define where you are in the site, and you can use them just to jump back to a previous location. So we're looking at workbook 1. You've got the online presentation. Now we've also set up the slides as downloads. If you just have a look in here, these are literally just files that you can download. So we've got the actual PowerPoint presentation that Mike's been given, and a PDF version of those. You can also download all of them in one go in a zip file just by clicking on the download folder. If you want to download the individual items, then just click on them and it should move into a download dialog for you. And then finally we've got the end of workbook assessments here. So these are multiple choice exams. You guys as tutors can have a go at these. It shouldn't impact on anything, it should tell you your score, but you can certainly have a look and try out the quiz without affecting the group results. So you just go in there, take the quiz, it will mark it as soon as you've finished it, and give you your grade. At the bottom here, there are resources that specifically for tutors. Students won't be able to see these. So anything that is pertinent to you only, to tutors only, will go in here. You can see in the resources we've already got a mock exam or 2 mock exams and the solutions. So same principle as before, you can download all together or you can just click on one to download it. So that's pretty much it for the materials. A couple of other points.
I felt tutor forum we were going to mention.
Sorry, you're right. Yeah. So the forum is a section that you can go into and you can discuss things without the students seeing. So this is like a communication channel between you all and between you and the people that are running the project, so Mike and Zipporah. If you want to add a new topic, you just click the button at the top, type your details in here, click post to forum, and that'll appear. And if you want to respond to an existing discussion, you just click on it and then click on the reply button here. Okay, so a couple of other points. We've got the calendar and the events. Now these are essentially the same thing. If you look back up on your top right, you've got an option for calendar, and this is going to show all of the information on events, course dates and planned activity. So you'll see the most recent ones here, and if you click on your events button on the main navigation, then it's essentially the same thing. Okay, I think that's it. Mike, have I left anything out?
No, I think that pretty well covers it.
Okay.
Can we get back